What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and we are here today to give you the video you deserve. The last video was a no commentary video, which I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 100% certain there are no comments on that video. Pretty sure, like I figured. And you know what? I deserve that. I almost shouldn't have just dropped the video. Pretty much, I shouldn't have dropped the video. What happened pretty much was I was just going through some stuff. I'm going to be revealing that in a video later on. I promise. I should also click the right buttons. I promise I'll give you guys an update on all that when I get a chance. I want to flesh out all of the details of the story that's going on. It is an update with what happened with the car, if you guys are following up with that. So this is a video which was originally supposed to be a video about a Yasuo deck, and my audio got messed up, and I was like, oh, let me re-record it. Then I got some crappy news, and I was like, ugh. So now, Yasuo, it's your time to shine, baby. Oh, what's in the deck? Oh, don't worry about that. That's not important. I forgot to show what's in the deck. Now, I've been struggling in silver really bad. Like, it's like every time I play a deck, I lose to a certain deck, then I play it, like I switch my deck, and then my deck gets countered. It's like pretty much I should just stay with one deck and just keep winning and losing and learning how to flush that deck out. So right now, we're gonna stay with this hand. We're going against wow, Shen. Yo, who's using Shen in 2020? He just hasn't been around. Now that deck was the classic. This was the classic deck. Fiora, Shen, Lux is just hello. But that was one of the more classic decks in my opinion. But what I do like about this is that I might be able to actually throw Yasuo out and like he can kind of just sit there. And if he has barriers, yes, he can trade. But unless he has challenger, I'm not really worried about like anything that he's doing. I can see me and my opponent are high rolled. This deck is pretty high rolly. It's about putting out like Fiora. It's probably like a standalone kind of deck. Like this card, he probably has like a it's very likely that he has this card and like he has a way to boost it up like a standalone, which I think is 3 mana, so he could probably just boost this up, make it a god, and then anything that I play is dangerous, pretty much in danger to die. But that's kind of like what that deck is. Like, it's a very strong deck. It's about pretty much putting out Fiora and then making sure that she doesn't die. This deny is going to be pretty pivotal. The same thing with this Ravenous Flock if we get a certain trade with it. I'm going to drop down Yasuo because I have 2. Even I might as well, just because I just kind of want a blocker out there. He can hook it, but luckily Yasuo has more health in this version. Yeah, as you can see, he's just playing stuff. I could deny that, but I don't see the point in doing that. I'm gonna just play Yasuo. Now this turns into the stun plus Yasuo. I probably want to keep this. Definitely want to drop both our Minotaur Reckoners. We're not playing against Shadow Owls, so what we get on the field is what we get on the field. I've been playing against Shadow Owls, and that's just the weirdest feeling, is trying to mana manage. Is that how, I guess that's how I would say it? Trying to mana manage around that. So he's gonna repulse, give it HP, give it barrier, all that cute stuff. Cool story, bro. I didn't want to use the second Yasuo, but I'm also not going to just lose Yasuo for free. Plus, I get a stun on that target. And what could he have? I think people have an option that they can, like, turn it off so it doesn't make it seem like... I think they call it roping. They pretty much have this weird way of making it seem that they have a play that they really don't. Like, see how mine's auto? I don't care. At least, I feel like at my current level, it's not that big of a deal to do so. Alright, so now we have the ability to attack. He can, if he blocks, it means he has a card that he's trying to use. We can easily utilize our cards here because we have no other plays. Next turn, we definitely want to just drop the Reckoner. So we're going to detain, which means Yasuo gets sucked up into this. Now, how much does this cost? It costs 3 mana. I think bouncing it right now would be pretty good. I don't want to... This is kind of hard because Deny is like for a really big spell. And Will Ione is about like messing with cards. So he's pretty much throwing a 5 mana spell at me, forcing me to use something to stop it. And I'm just gonna do it, even though I feel like it's not the worst thing in the world, right? Alright, got damage on it, but it didn't matter. Not good enough. So we got 2. Next turn we drop the Reckoner. I'm hoping that, you know, he just plays this. Oh snap, see, look, I gotta be way more careful on that. I can't drop the Reckoner until he taps out in some way, shape, or form, knowing that he's not gonna detain me or something of that nature. Though the Reckoner itself will start generating value and leveling up my Yasuo, even if he's there or not there on the field. We also have this. So that's 3. So what he could do is pull it. I don't know. Oh, see, I wish they had a thing. Riposte is 4, so he can't riposte me. Riposta? So I kind of feel confident dropping this down. There are a couple cards in Demacia that he could use. I know he could use also Ionia. He can use Twin Discipline. That's an option for him to kill out my Yasuo right now. He just challenges it, Twin Disciplines, kills it. But like I said, I'm kind of happy with this. So now you get an auto stun into slash, and that's gonna happen every time. Now also, which is beautiful. Actually, I could throw down Yon and he would get a level up, but he could block it with the thing. So a lot of good things to do here. I can also just throw this down. This would be a pretty good do nothing, right? Just to automatically kill this for nothing, and then he has to. Then the priority passes back to him, and then he has to do something. And I think that's kind of what I want to do. I kind of want to throw priority back to him, but still progress my turn. So give him the priority, and then Minotaur Reckoner. I play him or I play Yon. I think Minotaur Reckoner technically is a better play, just because it generates a lot of value in my deck. As I said before, his deck pretty much needs to put a minion on the field, and it has to do something. His deck is not going to pin me, like as we all probably are reading inside about all the pin and the burn decks that are around right now. They're so annoying. So he drops down Shen. Now he still has 6. 6 allows him to do Stand United, I think. I could also use Intimidating Roar, which would stun both of them and allow me for an open attack, or would force him to do that. I think that technically the smarter thing here would just be to Minotaur Reckoner. And I don't have to attack. I don't have to risk my Yasuo for pretty much anything. I don't have to risk any of my cards, because he has the mana to, at least at the very least, riposte. He has riposte. Yeah, see, he's still tapped into that, right? How many does he need to see? 4. So we don't need to do anything, because it does the weakest, right? So it's gonna wrap him twice. It's gonna wrap him and it'll wrap the other one. I think that's how it works. And then wrap the other one. That's a kill, and he levels up here. We don't have to do anything.
Maybe I do have a future.
And Shen's stunned, so he cannot attack and utilize his actually support feature. Pretty good. And now we also have ways to just pretty much stay alive. This is like the dream, but a lot of the decks that are out right now annihilate this dream. Method Ally, I can't die no matter what, right? That's the card that everyone hates. How much does this cost, by the way? 8. 8 at burst, which is so stupid. You can't counter it, which makes sense. So he plays it, so this card cannot die. But unfortunately, you're playing against another Ionia player. So it's very strange to do that when it's kind of known that I could very easily bounce that card. I'm gonna stun it just to play the card, stun it, and there's not much you can do about it. He's just gonna lose that card. This card is gonna get stunned. It may not take damage, it may not die, but it's also not gonna attack or do anything of the sort. So we're gonna get a free open attack next turn. Ah, I can't kill him. What the hell? Pretty good open attack here. His deck should not really have any way to deal with it. It's not kill, is it? 11. But yeah, it is. I'm not even. It doesn't matter if it's kill or not, but it is. It just happens to be -4. I don't know what card he could play from his deck. Yeah, repulsive. Knew that was in hand. And that's it. The icon still up there. And now that we got our win, watch the matchmaking do its lovely magic. There we go. It's like, okay, let's not get this guy hype in any way, shape, or form. Let's not do that. Again, Ezreal deck. When you see Piltover, a lot of ping. Oh my god, heavy hand. I mean, and even this card is useless in this matchup. I mean, I'll probably drop it down to at least take a spell out of him. But the Ezreal deck I think that's really crazy is the one that creates the fake spells. If you guys know what I mean. They create like a bunch of spells through the other cards, like the attune cards and other cards. The attune also draws stuff, but like it's so easy. Like, oh, there we go, instant. That's kind of a waste though. I feel like that's kind of a waste, especially with the deck that the type of deck this is. Like that could be on Yon. Like he could save that for later. Like that thing is not gonna do anything until he plays cards, and he's gonna probably not play any cards for like 8 years. I almost feel like playing this one again because I feel like he's just gonna hit it anyway.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
Like Ezreal's gonna use his spells anyway, right? So I'd rather him use them now when there's literally nothing going on. Not on my Yasuo, not on my Yon, not on my Minotaur, like not on the cards I deem important. If I'm being honest. So if he wants to use it on these, yes, these things are pretty much like a really cool win condition, but at the end of the day, you know, it's not that crazy of a thing. So I'm just gonna attack and take his stupid barrel away. I don't need to do damage. He needs to deal damage. His deck is mostly gonna be about that, and he's probably gonna play a spell here to take this out. He can Mystic Shot kill this at the moment. Exactly. Do those Mystic Shots for a 1/3, 2 cost 1/3. He's Mystic Shotting that, you know. I'll take it. Why? Because that damage is now not on my Yasuo. Does he have cards to kill Yasuo? Absolutely.
Death is like the wind, always by my
Problem here though is that we haven't done anything as far as leveling up Yasuo. But if he gives us a turn, we can double stun his units. Oh, Will of Ionia is really good here. We do have Steel Tempest here as well, and we also have the one that's attached to Yasuo. But I feel like I said that incorrectly. Yasuo is Yasuo? Yeah? He's not Ionia, so he has to take our shit pretty much all the time. I can also stun him, use this card to stun him, and then gain a I kind of like that actually. Stunning him and gain a follower. Gain like another unit. It's a little bit more expensive, but as you guys can see, I don't have another minion to play. So it gives me a minion, slashes his thing up. He knows now if he does that again, he's stepping in the wrong territory. Also, we bank 3 mana here. Unless he has, I don't know, Rally. Which that deck has Rally, but it has Rally, I think 6 drop. The Citrus guy is 6 drop. Which I gotta keep in mind with this stupid deck. Okay, so that's just gonna chip us down a little bit, which is still good. He can play it again also, and then this 3/2 dies. And I don't know why that gets him 3 targets. I think that's dumb. There it is. What did I say? Now imagine if he still had the Mystic Shot, if he still had the blah, 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 all those other cards that we've been talking about. If he had all those cards, he would pretty much just throw it on Yasuo and Yasuo would die. But now I can actually Intimidating Roar slash both of them and be fine. I can also do this and then play. So I think open attack actually here is a little bit better. Yeah, Ezreal, his card effect here is weird. I guess that's like the bigger picture of it. It's like his card when it's here is like you don't even see him. It's like he's truly elusive. I'm gonna do this because he can't block this unless he wants to throw a card out to do it. And I could just, yeah, I feel like that's free damage, and then he'll play something. What I'm hoping is that he plays something and I can get 3 stuns off on it, which would be fantastic. Even when we play Intimidating Roar, we have the backup of Will of Ionia if he tries to go for a play. And this is the mistake that I would normally do. I would usually do something, tap myself out, and then my opponent plays something after I played something, and then now I'm tapped out and I can't defend myself. See, that kind of hurts. But remember, I can still play Intimidating thing. I can still play Intimidating Roar here. Actually kill his entire board. If he tries to do anything, I still get my 3 stuns, right? But I also can recall him, so that's going to be 4 things, and that will level up Yasuo right then and there. It's very likely that he has a spell, though. He might have that other one, that slow speed. Ooh. Trigger the trash. He probably has that slow speed parlay card, and then he's gonna try to kill off, which we kind of can let that happen. Yeah, parlay. I think it's worth it to save my Will of Ionia, and we just play. It saves him, right? It would have saved him, but I can just play it again.
I go where the road takes me.
He's Ezreal's close to leveling up. He can't kill that with the amount of mana that he has left. 2 cards left in his hand. because he blew a lot of his spells, like I said, early game, which I think was a huge mistake. Now we have Deny back up. If we play Deny, we can't play other cards though. I feel like that's okay. Then again, I could big brain him right now, right? I could big brain him by denying him card draw. He still has 6 mana though, because he could thermogenic me after this, so I'm gonna actually let it rock. I'm gonna let it rock in the hopes that I think that that would still be smarter. I think that level, no, okay, it doesn't level him up. Oh, it's my turn. I'd rather bank the mana, honestly.
Store the rations, shackle the business.
Let's say most likely he's gonna go with getting 3 mana here. I can Intimidating Roar and it will take out both of them. And then I have a free opener. Oh wait, Intimidating Roar. I could just do this. What 3 mana spell could he have in his deck? Actually, Mystic Shot from this point kills, right? He could Mystic Shot me and my thing will die because the thing is out. So here, again, I was about to just do a play and I would have been tapped out, and then he responds with Mystic Shot and then my Yasuo dies. So here the correct play is to do nothing. And then if he tries to do something, we do that. We can Tempest this, level up, and we still have the ability to do stuff. I think that's why he's doing this. He's trying to provoke me to do something. But we do have a Deny backup. I'm pretty sure he has a Mystic Shot in his hand. That's what he's trying to do. Okay, that's not. That's gonna be the kill plus the level up.
Maybe I do have a future.
You can overthink, but sometimes you just go straight through. Go straight through. And Nautilus in the building. Kyler. So we have probably a pure deep deck, pure sea monster deck. Hopefully what we're gonna hope for. You too biggie. Now Intimidating Roar, I almost should have just thrown that back. And I'm also thinking about taking this card out. It's okay. It like sets up kind of lethal if you have a board, but not really. Now what this deck is really crazy about, obviously Intimidating Roar, but like they're gonna be playing big monsters later. Like not anytime soon, but they'll be doing it later. No point of like lowering the health of this. Well, we are in the dirty range, right? The range of Grasp. When he gets enough mana to play it, he can hit us with Grass. The thing that we're gonna go for is the same thing we did in the first game. Oh my god, that card. So like I said, we gotta pay attention to what he's milling, because I want him to mill his spells. Him when he mills his spells, that's really good for us if he mills spells, because you don't get those back.
Death is like the wind.
I think it's like he has nothing in his deck that I really have to worry about. He's just gonna keep doing that. Like the 2 cost is not coming back. The whatchamacallit is he might actually
Things never die.
he might yeah, he might take that because he just wants to toss. He lost the Riptide. Awesome. That's a really good spell for him too. It's a free stun. Now, what really important here is what I'm trying to explain to you guys about. I've explained this a lot about the Deep, or the Nautilus variation anyway, is that he gets all the cards that cost 4 or more back. So he's gonna get that back as long as he plays Nautilus, which you technically cannot stop him from playing it, right? It's going to happen. Now I kind of wish I had well, next turn we can play our Reckoner, right? He's not gonna attack with that because it's, we know he very likely has no backup. He is filling his deck though, filling his hand with a lot of shit. I think here we sit with this.
Rough technique. Good results.
That card, I'm in love with that card now. I'm definitely in love with that card. I didn't know how amazing it is. Oh, he has 2 of them. Very lucky he didn't know that. And it actually puts him in deep. Now every card that he plays, even when Nautilus comes out, is reduced by 2. So keeping these stuns is going to be good. This is, like I said, is going to be virtually useless for us. It's fine to pass here also, because this thing is still gonna generate us a lot. It's gonna kill off this thing. High likelihood that Nautilus comes out here. And when Nautilus comes out, the biggest problem is that all those things in the deck are free, pretty much.
All will drown.
Now, do we have Deny for that stupid... there's one card that I need to deny. And I think, unfortunately, we don't have it. Another good card here would be Will of Ionia. And we don't have that either. It is his turn, though. Which kind of also sucks. Everything kind of sucks right now. Because he's about to start dropping. If he drops that card that he can insta-kill, I think he can insta-kill this and he can insta-kill Yasuo. Pretty much. This card, yeah. So he decides to insta-kill Yasuo. We still have another Yasuo in the hand. We're gonna wait until a little bit later to play. Oh no, I can't really wait till later, honestly. Yeah, this is a free card with those Lore of the Depths. It's so high rolly, it's disgusting. I think we get damage here. This is based off the health, right? Yeah, it's based off health. Like, I don't need to rush to play him. He can attack with those two things, they'll get stunned. And we'll be fine with that. But his whole hand is pretty much gonna come out here. Alright. Get a nice little stun. This is the card that we have to worry about the most. Like, all the other cards that he can play is not like the worst thing in the world, but that card is a little bit concerning.
I go where the road takes me.
So this deck, like, yeah. I can't do anything about that. I think that's the best thing to do. It just stuns him, so he can't block with it. Levels up Yasuo, but it's not enough defense.
One path, my own.
Oh
Pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
someone did this to me. If I would have stunned the one that was doing the move, he would have slashed it for 2. I would have leveled up. I think he levels up. He has 5, right? So it wouldn't have worked. It would have worked. That was actually a huge misplay.
Try to keep up.
Let's see if he has a spell here. That was a huge misplay. Huge misplay. Holy shit. Yeah, the anchor. And then we could have literally just sat here with this guy and he would have started pinging these things off slowly but surely. These were kind of a useless draw, and it sucks that we didn't get like a Will of Ionia or at least a Deny. I still misplayed. That's you know, that's still true, but pretty much he's gonna open attack next turn, and there's not much I can do about it. Hey, Will of Ionia.
Curse you.
All right, and we're gonna But this is like, I was gonna say we ended off, but this is 4 fights. So where we 1-2, 1-1. I guess best of 3. I should do my videos in best of 3 style maybe. I was doing like best of, and I wasn't doing anything. Well, that technically is best of 5. Anyway, this deck will be affected by Intimidating Roar, so keeping it is pretty good. Spirit's Refuge is good because he's probably gonna have some type of ping, especially if he has Swain. I kind of like everything in my hand. The only thing that sucks is the early game part of it. He might get a couple early game cards out there, especially if he's more geared towards Noxus and just kind of has the other cards for, you know, shits and giggles and birthday parties. We actually also draw Katarina here.
Let's get him, crew.
Who we can play early and intimidatingly piss him off. Double Yasuo. We're going to take a lot of damage early game though.
I'll shoot the wings off a bilge wasp.
Okay, that's a really good start for him actually.
Aim.
That's 2 for Swain, 1 for Gangplank. Katarina comes out next turn. We don't really have protection for her, but and she's the only one I have, but I kind of just need her out there.
Let the bloodshed begin.
The pressure is pretty good. I also, oh yeah, we got the, I forget we get Blaze Edge now when we play her. But at the very least, I can take out one of these little annoying piece of craps. He probably has a spell to kill it though. He hasn't been sitting on mana. Deal 3 damage to an ally unit. I'm curious if I take out the second target, does that matter? I'm still getting used to the Swain deck, but that'd be interesting if you.
It's just a
It does work like that. You need both targets. Interesting. So that was a huge misplay because the card that I got was generated. It wasn't a secret.
They'll never know what kills.
Now the cool thing about once Katarina is leveled up, she stays in your hand as a reminder that if I have 4 mana at any point in time, you need to watch your ass. So, oh, beautiful for that though. He pretty much taps out.
Is a leaf's only purpose.
I could have played Katarina there too, but as you can see, he's playing, like I said, as we already noted, he's playing low health minions. This low power, sorry. But yeah, he's gonna be leveling up his Swain and all that other good stuff. But as you know, I could just free attack here.
Life and death on the blade's edge.
We have Will of Ionia and Spirit Refuge backup. So depending on what he does, right, I can Katarina, which leaves me with 3 mana left over, which not really too good, but I want him to play something else. 2 powder kegs. Well, our goal right now is to play this. If we play Intimidating Roar after this, we're very vulnerable. How do I bait this out? Yasuo is a clear counter to what he's doing right now. But if he has a spell to kill Yasuo, which within 4 mana he does. If I play Katarina, you know, I'm not exactly in the best position here as far as like killing this for free, because there is a spell I think that he has that would kill us off, because this thing is slow. I could just end my turn and then with 3 and then 6 have a little bit better options. That's another option for me, and I think that is what we're gonna do. We do have another Yasuo though. Yellow. This is what I shouldn't do, by the way, because it's very clear, I think. Well, not clear, but he's probably prompting up some type of spell. So I'm pretty much throwing a risk at it. This is a 50-50 shot that he doesn't have something, and he doesn't. So that was. But you guys should know that that was technically bad to do. There is a spell that, like he just showed, deal 3 damage to anything. Deal 3. He could have easily threw it onto this, and then shot this to would have did 4 damage to Yasuo. Yasuo would have died, and none of his cards would have. This card wouldn't have taken further damage. So the odds that maybe he had a slow spell in his hand. We still get to bank 2 mana here. This just does 1, right? This does 1. Okay. Really good card though. 4 mana, 0/5. Really good card. So what is he playing here? He's gonna take from my deck 2 cards. What do you guys think about this effect? I think it's terrible. I absolutely despise that card. Taking cards from the person's deck, that whole mechanic is just too annoying. Because now I have to think, did he take a Steel Tempest? Did he take a Willa Ionia? Does he now have a Deny? Does his, you know, we have 2 conflicting regions. We share Noxus, but okay. He stuns me. I'm perfectly fine with that. And he gets the thing, but of course, when you tap out like that,
Never.
we can actually summon Katarina with backup. So and we know that that was one spell that he took. So we now know one of the cards that he took was the Palm, which is weird that he would just kind of use it like that, but because he can't do anything to Katarina. If he throws a spell out, we Spirit Refuge it pretty finely. This should be a free attack. Katarina is a really good card. So he attacks me first, and we're 100% letting that fly. And we're just gonna attack you. 4 for 3. I think I like the math on that, because we have to save mana for whatchamacallit, pretty much. For the ability to counter what's going on.
No cure.
And that levels up Yasuo, awesome.
Destiny waits.
Because I was definitely paying attention to his counter. There's a, oh my god, that other play, now it just brought me back to how, see, he would have 5 health, the other guy would have 5. Oh my god, I would have looked like an Egyptian god. I would have like been crowned Yugimoto at that moment. Now we're gonna bank some more mana. Now it is our turn, and you just keep leveling that up, huh? All right, so we do what we gotta do. Either he sacrificed this, he has a spell. Spirit's Refuge is actually really good if he does try to do something. 2 damage to it and 1 to my Nexus. Not really worth throwing a spell over. I want to do it when I'm actually at risk of something. So we're gonna let that be. And when he plays his follow-up spell, then we'll deal with that. I can play Katarina at least once here, and we still have, again, spell backup. I could have still Spirit Refuge that just so I would start healing, but I want him to blow his spells. I want him to blow another spell on my Yasuo. Oh baby, you know I'm gonna do it.
Going back.
Definitely 100% doing that. Maybe he'll blow something really big. He can actually blow the cannon or something. Here's the thing that's gonna kill Yasuo. This was, he telegraphed this pretty obviously, in my opinion, that he has something. Oh, he has 2 spells. So 2 damage to this, and then the barrage. Okay. So this card, my whatchamacallit would definitely die in this situation. He does kind of tap out. He kind of taps out there. He can have another spell. I think that, yeah, he could have had another Make It Rain.
Some things never die.
Another Make It Rain takes out Katarina. That's why I actually thought, in my head, I was thinking I should Key Guardian her the other turn. It would have been nice. Doesn't matter which one he blocks, honestly. Recall. I respect it. I think still banking mana here is smart. I'm weirded out why he guys recall. I feel like it doesn't really work that much in that deck. Not really. I think we still just play Katarina. This is what you do with Katarina. I mean, like this card you can keep spamming over and over again if you wanted to.
Life and death on the blade's edge.
You barnacle!
Does that. Just gonna play Katarina again. Now we are tapped out, so if he has some type of something he could actually defend, he could do. I don't know what he has for 2 mana. I know he has that spell. I think it is do 2 damage, 1 to my Nexus. And then he can block Katarina here. He could do that. Katarina the star of the show for this matchup though, because he had no. I think he just mismanaged his resources really. He has 2 cards in his hand. I'm pretty sure that those are spells, or maybe if it's Swain. But Swain, I feel like the issue that I have with Swain is that his deck is good, right? But his level up is not worth it. Unless you do like Ezreal or something of that nature. It's very strange like how you could use his effect mid-turn pretty much before he actually gets to turn to like attack. Almost makes you want to go with like Scouts Swain or something like that. But there we go. That's the best of 5 right there. We won 3, lost 1, and that 1 that we lost, I think we still could have. I probably still would have lost in the end game of it, but we would have had a fighting chance that we would have had a Yasuo out in the field plus the Minotaur, and maybe slowly but surely disabled his team, and then like just kind of like outvalued him in the end. I think there was a high likelihood possibility that was able to happen. The Yasuo deck is pretty good. Actually, oh yeah, I should show you it. Like I said I was. Ravenous Flock because of the fact that Yasuo is in a stun deck, so it works. But also when you do damage with Yasuo or any other cards, it's a nice little really cheap way of removal. 1 recall because shit happens. To be honest with you, sometimes you want to recall the Arachnoid Sentry, sometimes you want to recall the stun thing. I actually almost would rather run more of it. The Key Guardian, I would actually take 1 out of them and maybe put a recall, but the Key Guardian is in there, so if you have extra mana you can put barrier on Yasuo on his turn, so you can have a safe turn, a somewhat safe turn. On that Feyblade Twirler, just because, you know, if you get her out there, same thing if you saw if the Feyblade Twirler was out there with Katarina, it would have been over even quicker, and just applies a lot of pressure on attack, so I think that's pretty obvious. 4 denies because the world needs something to stop the stupidity, especially when you're fighting Shadow Isles. They're laking big spells, Vengeance, Ruination, what else do they like to run? I haven't seen the Harrowing, but you know, or the Owl Ghost or the Commando Owl Ghost, or even that thing in the Sea Monster deck. Those really big spells that they play that if you pretty much deny them, they lose their turn and you still have a crazy advantage. So it's pretty good against those decks. Against the aggro decks, not so much because they have so many different spells, but even still, if you time a really good deny, if you are making the calls right in your head, like we're playing against those other decks and we deny the right spell and all of a sudden they don't kill something for a turn, that's really big. Spirit Refuge, for like I said, it allows you to tank a spell and give your character lifesteal that round. If it's on Yasuo, you know, you're healing for 4 or 5 if he's evolved, or if you put it on anything else, you just heal back a decent amount of damage for the turn. Will of Ionia, come on. This card I think is pretty bad. It is a nice 1-person stun. It boosts up the rest of your people to allow you to trade a little bit better, but at the same time, I feel like there's a better card that I'm just not specifically at the moment thinking of that can probably fill in this role. Intimidating Roar, as you saw, is really good against the majority of the shit that you're fighting out there right now. If you get it off and Yasuo's on the field, he probably will clear the field almost certainly. But as you can see, when you're fighting against these failure decks, or if you fight against, as we fought against the Sea Monster deck, you will have struggles because they start to gain a board presence that is stronger than the power of 4. Minotaur Reckoner, duh. Yone, duh. Mina Swiftfoot, duh. But I think you should pretty much take her out. I think that especially with how fast-paced the current meta is, there's probably better cards to run. As you can see, I still have 2 champion slots, so I would probably take these out, maybe run Zed, or actually take 2 of these out, maybe run 2 Katarinas. That's a possibility. Some people I think have seen Swain in the deck. You won't get too much of the non-combat damage, but if he levels up by the powers of God with Yasuo's effect, maybe you can get something done. I don't know, but you know, I'm just throwing shit out there, pretty much. I've seen people run cards like this just to throw off these people that are doing these more aggro ping like kind of things. So you have a monster that's not being targeted, and you ping them for 1 and give +2/+2 to another card, and it allows them to survive a spell that they normally would not. I don't know if like cards like the Sonic Wave or things of that nature would kind of be better in the deck. Culling Strike, actually, I might add that card in because the fact that a lot of the pesky cards, especially in the burn aggro decks, literally have 3 or less power. And for 3, especially if I'm banking mana, I think 3 is really good. That kills the Boom Bomber guy or whatever his name is. Kills pretty much every single card that's in the Noxian package. The Noxian, yeah, that's correct. Package that is annoying as hell that you usually end up losing to because they put 4 or 5 of those things and they keep attacking every turn and you just die. So I think Culling Strike is pretty good. Any other suggestions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.